we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Mondo Market TV, Sparkle of Creativity show with Shahar Boyayan. Today is going to be just awesome. I mean, you wait and see. Shahar's going to show you how to dry, quick and easy way to dry flowers. Yes, and how to do it so quickly, like in less than a minute, that you can take it afterwards and immediately do a project with them. And she's going to show you different ways and different ideas and projects that you can use. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. But before we get started, don't forget to share. Yes, in fact, we have a drawing. Like, comment, and share in the video where you're watching, and a lucky winner will be announced at the end. In fact, what are they going to get?
It would be nice if we talked about these things before,
We should talk about
right?
these things before.
What about a nylon tweezer? And they're going to find out.
So we'll tell you why these are cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
But a lucky winner is going to get this nylon tweezer that you can see right here. And Shahar's going to show you why these are just awesome. So like, comment, and share in the video where you're watching. It can be on, if you're watching on mondomarkettv.com, that's where your best viewing experience is. There's a chat box below the video. Watch, share, and comment there. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I will be monitoring those for your comments as well. But remember,
And if they're watching on Instagram, they might want to jump for a little bit to Facebook.
yes, if you're watching on Instagram, your audio might be like the best viewing experience. Go to mondomarkettv.com and you can watch it in full detail and get the best sound and everything.
Yeah.
So Mondo Market TV is the place to watch if you can. But like, comment, and share wherever it is that you're watching. And lucky winner will get these cool nylon tweezers. I will announce at the end. And don't forget, the cool thing about Sparkle of Creativity show is that this is your time. I mean, this is just us hanging out with friends, talking about cool new project ideas and fun things to do. So we're amongst friends and we're having a good time. Remember that.
Yes, and
So
we're
Shahar,
going to give you more ideas, right? You need more ideas, correct?
we can always get inspiration,
Well,
you know?
yeah, because then you combine with things that you already like to do, and it's the perfect storm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So while you give them an intro, I
Okay.
am actually going to share.
Okay, and before we go, we dive into the how to dry these flowers, and I know you're sharing, so tell me one thing. We asked this question yesterday as well. What's your favorite flower? What's your favorite flower? I think we all have one that we think, oh, yeah, I love these. For me, for example, I love irises. They are my number one. But I also like pansies because they look like a tiny little cat. I love them. I wanted to bring some to show you how to dry them, but it's not the time of the year for that. I just found out that actually they come before spring and during fall. So no pansies today, but they are a great flower. And why? The other reasons, because of the colors. In this method that I'm going to show you, you can actually, you will see that it preserves the colors. Many ways that you might know how to dry flowers, they fade a lot, right? In this case, it's quite the opposite. The colors stay there. They do shift, and I will compare to you so you can see. But, you know, you have colors, so you want to use colors, right? So let me know first, what's your favorite flower? And, of course, we said, oh, we are going to show you how to dry flowers. But remember this, you can dry your herbs too. For example, I'm a big tea drinker. I love to drink tea. And I like to drink natural tea, so made from herbs, right? Well, what's the best way, while it's a spring, to get all those beautiful herbs that you have in your garden and dry them so you can have the tea later. And you can also think about when you cook, right? There are many flowers, not the ones we have here on set. The ones we have here on set was bought in a place just for gardening. But you can have flowers that grow without any pesticide and they are edible, right? You can dry those too, and later using salads and in dishes. If you have never tried eating flowers, they are actually, they have a very unique flavor depending on the flower. They're fun and they bring color to the dish that you're using. But of course you need to know the source because they cannot have pesticides, okay? Now, how many ways, and let me know that, how many ways can you dry flowers? Have you ever dried flowers, Nashla?
Not really, no.
Well,
Like
I
I remember doing it where you would put it in paper and then put it out in the sun and wait forever.
Yes, or the most common one is that we put inside a book,
Yes,
and we close that, and we
yes.
forget about the flower.
And then
Years later, we open
later, we get
you
it.
find
Yes.
it, right? You can dry flowers and herbs by hanging them. We've done that before. And you just, grab the herbs and everything, tie them, and put, hanging with the flower down, and you will have them dry. They do use space, and they are not going to look good in your living room, so you have to have a special place. You can also use catty litter. Did you know that?
Cat litter?
Yes,
really?
cat litter is actually silica. So you
Ooh,
can
that makes sense.
you can put flowers there and they will dry. But you're going to see that when the flower is dry, it's quite delicate, right?
Yes.
So it's a little bit complicated, but that's another way. So did they tell us what flowers do they like? Not so
Did
far?
we ask? Did we ask?
I did.
Well, hey, we want to know. Oh, you did.
I did.
Oh, okay. I was too busy sharing. Okay, so let's see.
Oh, have a lot.
Let's see. Guest 310 Dragon Snaps.
Ooh, I like those.
Let's see. Jen Rose said herbal tea at night to help me sleep soundly.
Yes.
Chamomile and lavender. And she suggested air dry by hanging, just like you said.
Yes, air dry by hang. And lavenders are great for this project as well. Yeah, we are going to do some demos for you to see, but lavender are just fantastic when they are dried. And you can make them into sachets. Do you call that sachets? The little bags that you have some aroma. Don't forget that you can have a bunch of dried flowers and then drop some essential oils in that. So in the bathroom, places like that. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. So how do we dry flowers?
How?
Let's get to that.
Wait, are we going to go into the how, or are we going to show some ideas of what could be done with flowers?
I'm going to go into the how first.
Wow, she wants
Because
to
we
get
have
right
several
to
hows
it.
today.
So,
right?
yes, before you show us
Okay.
how, we have a cool drawing. For those of you just joining us right now, like, share, and comment the video where you're watching, and you're going to get these nylon Twizzlers. Is it Twizzlers
Tweezers.
or tweezers?
Okay.
Whatever. You're going to get these, and Shahar's going to show you why they're cool, because they are nylon. So
Yes.
like, comment, and share in the video where you're
Not
watching.
something you find out there. Okay, so another way that you can dry flowers is using a flower press. And if you Google that, you're going to find flower presses, but they usually involve a lot of work as well. Now, this one that I have here today, look how cute it is. It's called Microfleur.
Ooh.
And it's made specific. You have yours.
I
Don't
want to
start
show it
touching my
right here,
stuff.
nice and pretty.
This one is made specifically to use in a microwave. And that's the main reason why it's going to take you less than a minute to have dried flowers. Okay? So I'm going to put the first batch. You really have yours. You
No.
open and you show.
Let me just show it, Shahar.
Ay.
Look, this is the Microfleur. It's really cool. You're going to see why, and you can see it here in zoomed up detail.
Yes.
Now, check out the magic. It's about to happen.
Okay, so
So,
it comes with two clips that you just do this. This is a
Easy.
major difference from any other press that you are going to see there. It has a plate, and then it has this type of felt pads, and it comes with two pieces of a cotton, okay? So this is the setup of the press. What do you need to get started? So you need the back, you put one of the pads and the cotton on top, and then you put your flowers. Now, here's the thing. Flowers are different, right? There are so many. We are probably looking at what you're saying you like, and they're very different one from the other. For you, if you never tried to dry flowers before, the best way is to go with flowers that are kind of flat, like the ones I have here. And why? Because they are easier. All of them, you're going to see that there are ways of drying them, and you can do your own experiments, but they are easier if they are flat. Now, I know a lot of you will think roses right away. Roses have a lot of moisture. So they are a little bit longer than the 45 seconds we are going to use this. But you can dry. I have some here dried, and you have to be careful when you grab them. You can dry the petals, and they are going to work just fantastically fine, and then you can use them in different projects.
The cool thing about those, the petals, is that they're almost like a little perfect heart.
Yes. Okay, so then you choose your flowers. So I'm going to get some hydrangeas that I have here, and I will cut close to the bottom, but not too close.
Because you want the petals.
I want the petals to stay.
Intact.
And then I put on my cotton with the face down. Okay, let's grab some in different sizes and put some here. Now, while you're doing that, think about also the leaves and the stems, because naturally you have a thing you have on your wall that you brought. There are different species, types of flowers, and you also have stems and leaves as well. We are going to show you in a second. So let me clean my hand here.
This is cool. I'll show you here. It's actually, I'll put a little piece of paper behind it so you can see. This gives you an idea. If you wanted to, for example, have a little, look how cool. This is so pretty. I keep it on my wall. In fact, I should have cleaned it before showing it to you. But look, you can see on the close-up the flowers, and look how pretty that looks, you know? And it's the dried flowers pressed between the two glasses on a little frame, and then you hang it.
Yes.
And against the wall, it looks beautiful. I love it on my wall.
So I put here some hydrangea flowers. I put this, I don't know the name of this one, but it's a salmon color. I want to show you because you're going to see the
I think the
contrast
salmon color is just gorgeous.
later. And then I got some stems just to show you, okay?
So check this out. And Jen, I was thinking of you, actually. She said, concrete jewelry embellishments.
Just wait, just wait. Okay, so now I have all my flowers facing down on the pad. I put the other
and they're
cotton.
not touching each other.
They don't touch each other because they will glue to each other. And then I put the pad. And then I put the other side.
Okay.
And I clip
Then
them.
you clip it.
So they all stay in place. Okay, now the trick here is not to put in your microwave and cook it, okay? That's not the right way to go. You want to give bursts of energy. That's how you're going to dry. So we are going to put this little baby
of energy. That sounds
for
intense.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
That's it?
That's it. And while we wait, give me the book just a second. Each microwave is different. I noticed this from the ones I made at home. I dry several at home, and here this one is different. So if you are one of the first 5 to get this, it's going to come for you, but I'm also going to read this. As a guideline, initial burst should be about 45 seconds for a 600 watt oven, a 30 second for a 750 watts, and 20 seconds for 900 watts. Secondary burst should be about half the time. Okay, so that's quite simple if you know your oven. I have no clue how many watts this is, but I have tested. So we have our 30 seconds. You start with those 30 seconds, come out. You are going to open your press. Now, you're going to do that carefully. Okay, so you take the first layer. Can you see, Nasha, can you show them the moisture? See, there is some moisture there.
Yeah,
very little moisture, but there is some.
I think you can see it, maybe. See there?
Kind of
You
dark.
can see right there
Yes.
the moisture. It's interesting.
So you just clean with a paper towel, okay? Take the moisture out. Then you take the pad. Now here is the trick. Let me put it in a place you can see well.
Jan said, bursts of energy sound like my hot flashes.
So I'm pulling the cotton very lightly because they may glue to the cotton. That's okay.
So be gentle.
Be very gentle. And you check on them. Check how they are. If they still have some moisture on them. And they, you know, with 30 seconds, you always want to give a second burst. But check if they're all fine. I like to take this out so the heat comes out as well. Okay?
Ooh,
and
but
they're
you can
fine.
see.
So
So you don't have to pull it out
I don't
all
have
the
to
way?
pull everything out, but I do have to take it out a little bit. Just, and you can, well, it's so beautiful, I'm going to
It
show
is
you.
so beautiful.
So still not, well, this one once, see, it's close to the flower. Let's put it apart so it doesn't glue to the flower. So you can see it's gorgeous anyway.
Yes.
Okay, going back, see this one came here
So you're
very
just gonna put it back.
carefully.
It's okay if you move it.
It is okay if you move it. Okay, and you put it back.
I love just looking at it like that, actually. Every time
Yeah.
you remove it, I'm like, oh, so pretty.
Okay, clip. And then you saw in the book, you're going to put the half of what you did. So it was 30 seconds. We would do now 15 seconds. Now, here's the thing. I have tested this when I came to the studio today. In my case, I'm going to give another burst of 30, and it's going to be dry. So this is a key point. You need to test your own oven or follow the instructions that you have in that.
Just to clarify-
Not even at home, I know the power of mine.
So just a little clarification. It's not in your oven, it's in your microwave.
Good.
Just say.
It's just for microwave,
All
right?
So,
you have
by
to
the
test.
way, Kim Sorsen is watching
Woo,
us. Hi,
Kim.
Kim.
She likes flowers. She gave a course on paper flowers.
Yes, and then Wilma, welcome
Hey.
back. And she said, "Hi, I shared." I think pansies would be lovely. She said.
Pansies would be
Yes.
not only lovely, they're very easy to dry. So I looked so hard.
We went
but,
straight to the store to get pansies.
Yeah, no, it's too hot for them. They don't like the heat.
They don't like heat.
So they will come back in fall, which is perfect for you to start creating new pieces. Can I open, or you need to read something?
Nope,
No?
go ahead.
So same thing. Carefully, you remove the pad. Okay, you see there is a lot of moisture now. I can clean that up. Here is where now I have to be very, very, very careful on how I'm going to pull. And you're going to see that some of them will stick to the cotton. Not a big
This is
issue.
the moment of magic.
Well, yes, if you go when they are dry, they break very easily. So see, they all came on this one now. So here I have, and they're dry.
Wow.
Okay, if you are very careful, you can show them.
I will be very careful.
Okay, very careful.
It's so funny too. You can't breathe because
breathe.
they will fly. Look at these. I mean,
Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous.
how pretty
Now,
this is.
I want you to see.
I love this.
Love it. Okay, so guys, I got the salmon one. I'm going to get one that the petals are bad, just to show you. Look, this is the original color.
Oh, here, give it back. I'll do it on the close-up. Oh, actually, that shows really
That
well right
shows
there.
really well.
Look at the original color.
So it changed a lot, but look how beautiful this
Wow.
pink is.
It's a wow for sure.
Yes, look at the pencils. Let me show you.
It looks beautiful. It's so
Gorgeous.
exciting.
But look at the color. So they do shift a little bit, but they keep a lot of the colors, right? They are colorful little flowers for you to work now. What happens if you have a white one? Let me show you. You have to test. If it's a very delicate white flower, you have to test before a couple of times, because anything really white, and maybe you show,
Yes.
will start browning. Now, this one, I'm wearing this one. Am I wearing this one?
Let me see. Remove your hands. Yes, you
Yes,
are wearing.
it's still gorgeous.
Look at this. I think they're super pretty. I'll show you what I did with this one here in a
Yes.
minute. But see, and this one also was a little bit of it wasn't such a flat flower, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to explain that?
Well, I don't know what type of flower it is, but it's in my garden, and it's like a cone,
Yeah.
right? So what I did when I faced down was actually press that cone and gave this shape. That would happen with several other types of flowers as well. That's okay. It's just a beautiful design.
So it looks fantastic. And by the way, we've got Diane watching. She said hi. Nikki
Hey.
said hi. Hey guys, can I tell them actually about the product since we showed this already?
Yes, and then I'll show you how to take it out.
Fantastic. So what we're showing to you today, this demo is on the Microfleur. It's the 5-inch Microfleur. It's fantastic. You can see this is a microwave flower press. It's very easy and very quick to use. You just saw Shahar demo it to you right now, and we're going to show you some more examples and how to do it. But there's so much beauty in this, the bold colors that come out of the flowers, and it's really full of unlimited creative possibilities. So I would invite you to go to mondomarkettv.com to get your 5-inch Microfleur right away. And the first 5 people who do are going to get this very cool book. Now, this book is awesome because it's the pressed flower projects using microfleur. So it's full of project ideas for you to create beautiful things with the microfleur and your dried flowers. So the first 5 people get this, okay? But seriously, only the first 5 people. So go to mondomarkettv.com right now, and during the next 24 hours, you actually get our introductory pricing, which is fantastic. Normally, it's $29.57 for the microfleur. Today, during the next 24 hours only, you can get it for $27.37. So go there right now. Get the microfleur so you can create this. I mean, now is the time. Flowers are blooming. This is going to be fantastic for you. So many project ideas. And the first 5 people get the book, okay? So I wanted to make sure that I told you that right now so that you can get it because you're going to see the cool projects that you can create from dried flowers. It's amazing.
So now we are going to take the flowers out. And one thing I didn't tell you is this. When you're putting the flowers down, like I'm putting on my next batch here, make sure they don't have any moisture. So, just bring to the sprinkler or something. And look for bugs as well, right? You don't want to cook them. So be careful with that.
Although, Shahar, I mean, this is not for bugs, not bugs approved.
Okay.
But for example, in this little thing I was showing, look, there's a moth.
There's a moth, yeah.
Should I show?
Whoever made that.
Whoever made it. Let's see if you can see. Just for you to see. Let's see. It's going to be a little upside down, but look at the moth right there. See? But look at these flowers. So gorgeous.
So gorgeous. So this is how you take. You can take this with your hands, but you're going to be extremely careful because your hands, they have the moisture and they tend to stick to the flower and it tends to break. And some of them, even when we take with the tweezers, may break. But I'll tell you what to do with them later. So I'm using a nylon tweezer just because it's very gentle on the flower. It's not going to impress anything on the petal and it's easy for you to manipulate, okay? So you go carefully.
By the way,
grab
Jan said, wow.
It's gorgeous, Annie.
Right?
Come on.
Yes.
In 45 seconds.
Kim said hello and she shared. Thank you for sharing. Beck said, I love this.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Gorgeous and so easy to make.
I was not even aware of flower presses, but when I looked, I said, yeah, I am busy as it is. I don't need more work. But this, I mean, the last week or so, I've been drying herbs like crazy because I love it. Okay, so I take the ones. Now there are some that are really tied here to the
that are super
cotton, right?
To the cotton?
So what you do is you pull the cotton a little bit, and as you do, it allows the flower to get disconnected. And that's what you see, and then it comes out. Just like this. Oh, how gorgeous this is. Look at the shades of yellow that he brought.
Jen said, now I have to start planting flowers.
Right. Well, or you do like me. I went to the store. Okay. So I have the white one, and I have the petals that are here. It's a rose I have at home. But all the rest came from a store. So that's what you do. We were lucky here. Nothing breaks so far. Nothing broke.
Nothing broke?
Yes.
Diane said, can you use very dried out flowers like 4-year-old from burial?
On this, but you want to dry more or
if to use for projects?
Yeah.
Yes.
They last forever.
And she's going to show you some project ideas that might work well for that.
So, Nashla, I'm going to put this in the oven. While I do that, what kind of stuff could we make with dried flowers?
So much. I
talked about food, and of course, and I talked about herbs and teas, right?
Well, so immediately when you showed me this, I was like, I wonder what we can do with concrete jewelry, naturally. And Jan, you know it. You were thinking about the same thing. So I created some samples just for you to see. So I have what I call like the black canvas, the white canvas, right? So I have these
Especially in this case, the white canvas.
because actually the thought process was, because when she pulled the first piece of cotton and I saw all the flowers, all the petals against the white. It was so beautiful. And I thought, man, on a
Perfect.
concrete jewelry, because it's so white, it's gonna look so gorgeous. So I have these little pieces of concrete, what I call the canvas, the white canvas. So they're just white, see?
If you watch the show, you've seen you making the pieces several times.
Multiple times.
So
You've seen
look
me
for
do.
past episodes if you haven't seen. It's a special white concrete.
But see, look, I have all these different pieces that they're just the white canvas, and we'll do one together today. But from these, check it out. Look what you can do. So using the same white canvas, here's one example. What I did was, I have here in the background, I used some alcohol ink. So it's white normally, but I use the alcohol ink on the concrete to give it a blue sky type of deal effect. And then I put the flower on top after I dried it. And look at that. Look how pretty it is. Now all I need to do is add a bail to this, and it's a necklace, and it's a gorgeous necklace. So that's one idea right there. Another one, similar style. I used my white canvas, right? And then I used a green petal, and then I put the little flower on top right there. And look how gorgeous this looks. Super cute.
And super different.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly it. It's different. So then Shahar got creative, for example, with...
I'm putting my second burst.
This
in the
is,
microwave.
what did you use here, that clay?
I use air dry clay.
Air dry
You can
clay.
use any, and we are going to do a demo.
Look at this.
And it's an ornament for Christmas because it's never too early to start
See?
planning Christmas.
So it's an ornament, and look how cool this is. Air dried clay and the paper flowers. The paper flowers. They're not really paper flowers.
No, they're
just
real flowers.
paper thin. Then this one, Shahar was like, well, what can we do with polymer clay? So she created this necklace, as
And
you
the
can
one
see.
I'm wearing.
And the one she's wearing. And this necklace right here with the paper flower, darn it, I keep saying paper flowers.
Family friend.
with the dried flowers. But look, I think it's because Kim is watching, and I think Kim and then paper flowers. But anyway, dried flowers. You saw how pretty this is. What else?
We have tons.
Tons. You can see here an example with the resin. So she did this cute, adorable kitty, and then put a little flower inside. And this is just a resin necklace. Look.
We could color the resin and have that contrasting
Have an
with the white.
effect.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, one thing that I thought was to do the white concrete, put the paper flower, and then cover it with the resin.
Yes.
You're gonna get that pretty
Perfect.
shine, and you give it a background.
Yeah. And the bracelet. Did you show the bracelet?
I did not.
Oh, there you go.
A bracelet. So we're showing you necklace ideas, but here's a bracelet. And look how pretty this is. I mean, look, how fun. And this is a resin bracelet, you can see, but you've got all the little flowers in there. And how adorable and cool this is.
Yes. So, I mean...
I love it.
Of course, you have molds and everything on Mondo Market. I'm going to open my second batch, and
Go
then
for it.
We'll do the demo. So,
By the way,
2 bursts I gave.
Lynn said, oh, this looks like fun. Lynn, you have no idea. It totally is fun.
So the first one here that we took, remember 30 seconds the first burst, then half of that, but you do need to test your own microwave to see if you need less time than that or a little bit more if it's too weak. And then very carefully you take the cotton out. See, and then I have my second batch here with flowers. Microfleur is the thing to have.
Yes, it is.
Right? And how can they get it?
Ooh, all you have to do is go to mondomarkettv.com. Go there right now, get yours. The first 5 people who order will get this book. This book is fantastic because it's full of project ideas for you. This is the flower pressed. It's called the Pressed Flower Projects Using the Microfleur specifically. So it's a great book for you to have. First 5 people get it. But the Microfleur, you saw how cool and easy and quick it is to create these beautiful flowers. Such beauty, bold colors, and unlimited creative possibilities. We're showing you some ideas today, but there's so much that you can do. And the best part is, if you're like me, you like instant gratification. I mean, it takes you a minute, literally, to dry these flowers, and then you can immediately dive right into creative mode and create amazing projects.
Yeah, why wait months to have it, right?
Exactly. Why forget it in a book?
So who should do the first demo, you or me?
Do you go ahead? You can do the first.
I can do the first?
You can do
I'll do the first two.
But let me tell you one thing though. Go during the next 24 hours because that's when we have our introductory price there. So if you want to save, go there right now, Mondo Market TV.
Right, and we got a very limited amount, right? Because even here at the studio, just by showing people here they wanted, they got it. So we don't have a lot. So I'm going to make the ornament, right?
Okay.
Very simple. I just made 2 circles out of air dry clay and I textured a little bit, but you could be flat, it doesn't matter. Now, you're going to see that there is more than one way for you to pass the glue. And a lot of people would put some glue in a container like this, a lot more, and put the flower here and then on top of the ornament. It didn't work for me. Every single time the flower would come apart. So I rather put on the piece in itself. So I have a brush, in this case a silicone brush, but any brush would do. And I spread, this is white glue, Elmer's glue. Nothing special here. You have that at home. And I just go around with that. So I have the glue there, okay? Then I am going to think about my composition. Just remember that you want working layers. So usually the biggest flower on top and something below. So I have to think about what's below first. I have this stem that I just dried. I'm going to put here on the side, press a little bit carefully. And then I have these petals. If you see I don't know if we can show where the products are. I have those, I don't know if they're mums or dandelions, but you see that yellow flower over there?
On the corner?
Yes. Well, that yellow flower, if you want to press as a whole, you have to be extremely careful when you cut because it has a long stem here, and if you cut in any part of that, all the petals come apart. So what you can do is press that with that stem to the side. Now, I did cut just the petals, and I love them actually. So I have some here, and I'm going to add one to my background, and why not another one? So see, the petals, you don't have to have the whole flower. Okay, so, and now the main flower, my accent flower, will be this big guy here that I'm going to put this way, see? And then before you press it, you can arrange a little bit how you want. I think this is looking good. And then slightly press very carefully with your fingers. And while Nashla does her demo, we'll let this dry a little bit. Why? Because I want to put some glue on top of the flower to preserve it. You can totally live like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong because the flower is dry, so it's going to stay. I'm putting on the side because I have some petal here on the side, and I'm just going to do this so it stays.
I love the 2 colors in there, the 3 colors in there.
Yeah, see, Nashla, look. I just touched this side here, and the petal came out.
Okay.
A part of it. That happens. That's why you have to be extremely careful when you're doing. I have to take it out. Super careful. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and I'll make another one while you show your demo. What about that?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
All right. So, and by the way, look, this necklace that I'm wearing, I did this one. I'll remove it so you can see. This one right here is the concrete, like you saw. And then I grabbed one of these petals that Shahar has sitting on the table. And look how cute this is, right? I think it's adorable. I love it. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So the way, what you do is you have your piece of concrete, your base. So Jan, listen up.
Yeah.
You get your piece of concrete, your base. So we can do, I think this is a good one right here, a good size. You can go with the square if you want more space. You can go with this one right here, which I like. This one right here, the skinny ones, I thought, for example, what if you got a dried lavender and you put it here? How gorgeous that would be.
Yeah.
Yes, actually cannot wait to try that. So what do? You get your concrete base, then you select the flower that you're going to use. So Shahar, do you mind if I...
You have these, and the ones I just did, any of them.
Okay. So I really like the yellow ones.
They're gorgeous.
So let's see, what I usually do is I place them on my piece first, more or less how I want it to be. And you're not seeing it from the top, but you'll get an idea. And then once I know, then I proceed. Let's see. Just decisions.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, to decide what you want.
But look, I think this looks really pretty. In fact, I'm going to put it here.
Okay.
Look, so for you to see from the top,
Uh-huh.
look how the two interact.
Yes.
I like it.
Very good.
Ah!
It flew away.
So what I do is I decide more or less ahead of time where I'm going to place it. And then I get glue. So I want it right there, and I want it in the corner. So I'm just going to set it aside. And I kind of, usually in my workspace, I set it aside more or less where I want it to be. Then I get the glue, and I do have glue right here.
And you have the
And it's just school glue,
Yeah.
the clear one. And I am going to put some on my brush. It's so clear, I can't even see where it is. I'm going to put some on my brush, and then I just put some right on where I want the petal to go. Easy, right? So put it there. And then this other flower is bigger, so I'm going to put it more or less where I want it to go. Now, I don't know if this is totally necessary, but I like to leave it smooth so it doesn't stay bumpy. These flowers are super thin. They're super delicate, so I don't want it bumpy just because I don't want the flower to be bumpy.
Yeah.
But then I get my flower. With my nylon tweezers, it makes it easier. And I put it where on top of the glue, and I press it with my finger. Okay, so it's in place right there. I mean, this right here alone, obviously not with the glue, but just I think I love the pieces where I just have like the contrast of the white concrete and then the flower. This right here to me would be, I love it already.
I know what they are all thinking.
What?
They're thinking, how did I survive without the microphone?
Right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
Right?
Like, how did I not know about this?
Right?
So then I place the flower, the flower over the other one. And I mean, you can adjust it with your fingers. You just have to be careful because you might rip the flower if you're not super gentle. But look, I put it there. Now that it's there, what I'm going to do, and Jen, this answers your question that came in chat, with the school glue, I'm going to pass it over the flower. Yeah. Now, I like this school glue that I'm using, the clear one, because it dries really clear. So like on this necklace, when you saw it, you didn't even see it shine. I'm not such a big fan of the shine, but you can see here, this one has the glue that shines. So depending on how the light hits,
it's totally different.
It's different.
And this one is the transparent Elmer's glue.
Yeah, transparent Elmer's glue.
Anywhere. Do you wait for it to dry before you come on top?
No, really.
I do.
I know you do. I tried it first. Like I think it's better if you wait for it to dry. But as long as you're gentle, you're good. And I tried it two ways. I first put the glue on the flower, and then I tried to spread it with my brush. And I found it better to put the glue on the brush directly and then just gently go over the flower. But look, you just go over it, and the important part is not to miss any part of the flower. And I do go over the edges a little. You see how it lifts, so you have to be gentle.
Yeah, I think that's the key word, being patient and gentle with the flower, because, so far we haven't broken any flowers, but you are going to. So every time you dry more than one of the ones you're thinking about using, because it breaks.
Yeah.
That's okay, but you do have to be gentle all the time. Now, of course, you can come here with beads and glitter and make it more fancier.
Yeah,
if you want.
I found it that when I go with the brush, I go in the direction of the plant. It's better. I have better success that way in terms of not ripping it. So I go from the in to out, inside out. But look at that. And now, while it's dry, wet, the glue is wet, it's shiny. But you'll see, we can look at it later. I think it'll be before we end the show. And you'll see that it'll dry almost completely clear, like a matte finish.
So guys, what do you need to do? What do they need to do?
Just go to mondomarkettv.com.
You
Get
get
yours
this.
right now. It's the 5-inch micro fleur. It's the 5-inch micro fleur microwave flower press, and it's fantastic.
It's so much affordable, and today you still have the extra perk of having it on a launch price. And of course, I don't know if we already sold the first 5, but if we haven't, the first 5 will get the book.
First 5 people get the
gives you
book.
some projects as well. Of course, we also have the tweezers. This tweezer, I didn't know about nylon tweezers before, but it's fantastic and if you like miniatures, like I know some people are hooked on miniatures now, this is easy to work with, very cool.
But look how cool this necklace. I mean, this right here, it's a pendant, right? So now we just need to wait for it to dry, put the thing on it, the chain, and boom.
Yes.
How gorgeous. I love it. I think you'll love it too.
Wow, those 2 colors, I love those.
My
I
2
love
favorite colors,
contrasting
purple and yellow.
And well, check the comments and I'll show. I'm going to wait a little bit for it to dry more, and I'll come with another coat of the Elmer's glue here.
Jen said in caps
Look at
lock,
this.
just bought it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you're going to love it, Jen.
So you see, beautiful, beautiful. And it's not only for Christmas
here?
trees. You can think about right now putting it on your door.
Look how pretty. An ornament. Look
Yeah.
how gorgeous these colors. And then here's another.
Look how
you're
it
saying
looks
ornament.
good.
It can be a necklace as well if you like
Yeah.
the big kind.
I can make cup coasters.
Yes.
Right? Why not?
Just then make sure that you...
The clay is very, very light.
It's super light.
Uh-huh.
I would then, if you're going to make coasters, put something like a resin or something to make
You can.
it
There's
waterproof.
another thing you can. You can put transparent Powerpole.
Transparent Powerpole.
That would do the trick. Even Mod Podge would work if you get the right one. So those are great. We have 2 more things to show you.
One thing, though, that I noticed on this,
Uh-huh.
I like, when I'm doing this, I like shining it on the lights just to see if I missed any spots.
Okay.
And I often find out that I did.
Cool.
So just letting you know.
So guys, do you like this? And do you have other ideas where you could be using? Oh, of course, I looked online and there were so many things that can be done with dried flowers. I remember when I first got interested in this, and that's why I did the research, I was thinking about the resin jewelry, right? I think it's fascinating, it's so beautiful. It was really big. When I was, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 years old in the 70s, it was really big. Then it went away for a while, but now resin is a big thing. And we have tons of molds in Mondo Market, and some are very cool because they are squares or whatever is the shape. And I see online, but then I think, oh, but you know, I don't want to buy a bunch of flowers. I don't want to hang them. I want easy. I'm busy. So when I found this, yeah, there you go. Now I can start making those. And I didn't have much time. We made just a few pieces, but it's unbelievable. You just start, you know, coloring a little bit the resin, putting some glitter, putting the flower. You have astonishing pieces to sell if you want. So it's a great find. Now, what do you do if you want to do with polymer clay? Because then the glue is not going to work, right? Well, it's very simple. What's the best way to glue stuff with polymer clay? The liquid polymer clay. So it's the same process. You're going to spread around. So I'm putting here on my silicone mat a little bit. And with the brush, any brush that you have, including the silicone one, you pass around here. Again, you can try putting right into the flower or the leaf, but they break easy, so be a little careful there. But see, I just put it here, and then I'm going to put one of the leaves we just tried. I love leaves.
Jen was saying she remembers the big resin art of the late 60s.
Right, there was so much of that. I remember really my parents, they were kind of, well, it's in another country, so technically there were no hippies there, but they were kind of hippies. And my father used to work on TV and radio and stuff. And I remember making stuff with him and my mother.
Resin?
Yeah, especially him. We would create bracelets and all kinds of stuff. Actually, there was one Christmas. So we had this competition going amongst the family, who would give the coolest presents. and we had a drawing for the coolest kind of wraps that we had. So the whole family would do that. And he created some fingers out of resin. And they were corkscrews, or they had some functionality. But he puts in a box with cotton and some red dye.
That is so him.
Yeah, that is so him. But it was fun, and it was made of resin. So in this here, I'm going just to put the leaf, and you see that the tweezer actually makes your life a lot easier. Your finger is tricky. And what you're going to do is pass this in order to take the air out, but very carefully. Of course, these two here, they don't have the polymer clay because I have the leaf on top. So very carefully, you're going to try to go below that. Okay, and I put on the leaf. I try not to really touch the flower much because I had many sorrows doing that. Okay, and then press carefully. And then it goes on the electric oven. This one is not going to go into the microwave, right?
Oh.
It's going to go in the electric, it's polymer clay. And with the transparent one here, the liquid, I can leave there for 10 minutes or 15, then come back and put the polymer clay on top of the flower. And that would be it. But you can have now, even though it's wet and you're going to see a lot of shine, you can see, I'm putting some more polymer clay below. This flower has some air bubbles here, but I'll put this in the oven. Do you want to show?
Yes.
And then come back again, not here while we're alive, but I'll come back later
cool.
and
Look at
do it
this.
again. Look at this. So when you don't see the
obviously
wet,
it's wet.
Yes.
But once it dries,
but look how easy this
super
was to make.
easy and so very pretty. I
Now
love
you
it.
put a nice chain there. This is a
Exactly.
$20, $25 necklace right there.
And it took you 1
Yeah.
minute,
Yeah.
literally, to dry the
course,
flowers.
The important thing, the base is already baked, so I pre-baked this. And with my curvy blade,
You did the
well,
edges, fancy edge.
I was thinking, flowers and postal stamps, they go really well together.
So you made
my whole collection here is around that, like the big one and the one I'm
So
wearing.
that look at this. So
Yeah?
you got the postal
So it's my
stamp
postal
edge.
collection. Well, right, I grew up with postal stamps, so
Yeah, and
they
look,
always had flowers.
In the back, you'll see it's just the polymer clay in the back.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Yeah, no biggie. Cool. I have one more thing, but you want to talk to them what they need to do?
Yes.
They
All you need to do is go to mondomarkettv.com and you get your 5-inch microfleur microwave flower press. These are amazing. You've seen them in action now. Super easy, super quick to create and dry flowers. Now these flowers are gorgeous. They're just super pretty. Plus the colors, you see how it popped, the bold colors that you get. So you dry the flower, but you don't lose the colors, and that's a fantastic, fantastic perk. Plus, I mean, the unlimited possibilities, creative possibilities of things that you can create. So just go to mondomarkettv.com to grab your microfleur microwave flower press. The first 5 people who order are going to receive as a bonus this fantastic book. This book is very cool because it's chock full of project ideas for you, of things that you can create. I mean, we're just giving you a glimpse of things that you can do with the dried flowers, but there's really so much, and this book is chock full, so you get it as a bonus. So just go to
I believe the first 5 are gone.
I believe it is too. I don't know, but I'm letting you know.
Okay.
All right, so I want to show you one thing, Shahar. So we showed this little plant, this little flower earlier, right? Now this is it's a transparent, it's kind of a
very light
color, but you have the yellows in there. You can see
it's
you
beautiful.
have the purples. It's very pretty. So I was looking at it and I was like, well, what can I do? I thought about maybe putting it against the white. I mean, look how gorgeous, right?
Wow.
This right here would be a stunning necklace right there.
Yes.
Definitely. But I had a smaller piece at the time of concrete. And I was like, maybe there's something else I can do. So this is what I did. I got this very same plant. I had this, this little piece of concrete came from an ice cube tray, honestly. But look at that, I wrapped it. And I thought, well, even if it doesn't look like a flower, it looks like an abstract painting almost. And it's so pretty. And you see, I wrapped it around the sides. It's a fairly thick piece. I wrapped it around the sides. But then look, just put a bail on it. And you can even see some of the flower right there.
Yeah. And
put
you
a
see
bail
that
on
the
it,
brown
and it's a
actually
necklace.
is an asset to this flower,
Yes.
right? Because the white, like I said,
the fact that it browns?
Yes, it browns
Yeah,
on
but
that, which will happen with any very light.
It frames it, and it's so pretty.
But you see this one that is very light as well, it didn't brown. So you have to test,
Yes.
right?
Now look at this. This is the completely white. It almost becomes transparent.
Yes.
So I don't know if I would put it against the concrete because you might lose some of it.
Yeah.
But it could also be you could
paint
play with
the-
it if
the
you do the
concrete.
alcohol inks,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
It's unbelievable what you can do. Now, in my book, I don't know in yours, but in my book, nature is extremely important. And it actually recharges us with energy. We as people are losing more and more contact with nature, and we shouldn't. And this is one way, not only that you preserve, I know most of you love gardening, and you spend hours taking care of your plants, your herbs, and everything. And this is one thing to keep spring with you for a very long time, right? You create the pieces and you wear them, you gift, you sell, and it's just one great way of preserving and having nature with you close to your body, right?
I totally agree.
Do we have any comments, or can I show the last one?
When we were showing this this flower over here, Guest 310 said, it looks like a psychologist's ink blot.
That's true. Is this a butterfly? No, it's a bat.
Jed said, it kind of looks like a deer's head.
Okay.
But no comments right now.
Okay.
Don't forget, we have a drawing. You think I forgot? No, I didn't.
Yes.
A lucky person is going to get these cool tweezers. They're nylon tweezers, so
Yes.
it's fantastic and perfect for dealing with the flowers because they are so delicate. And this won't damage your flower, and it kind of lets you maneuver it a little bit better. So what do you do in order to get entered to win? Like, comment, and share the video that you're watching. Drop a comment, like the video, and share. And we'll announce a lucky winner at the end.
This is my new best friend.
Yes.
This is going to go with me everywhere now. And you know, even though we are close to the end, it doesn't matter, right? Well, the video stays there, so you can share
Yes.
and people can take advantage. Now, the last thing I have to tell you is this. So you have your microflora already because you're now waiting. I told you we have a very small amount of them. So you're all set. This is, again, my second best friend because every time I have to dry something, I'm going to have this around. But when you're making the flowers, sometimes you will break the petals. It does happen because they are very fragile, right? So what do you do? Well, first you do, oh no! And if you
How do
are
you do
alone, oh no, again, I did it again. Then you don't do it. But there's always something to do. I like to grab one of those transparent Christmas tree balls, right? And you just get the ones that are not doing okay. Let's say this one I think I'm not going to use for anything. I can put it there. If I have a broken flower, a broken petal, I have a ton of yellow already. I can put it there. If I have a flower that turned out is too big for my projects, it's not going to go well in whatever I want, I can also put that there. Look. So you can fill this as much as you want, but think about this. So you're using the leftovers, okay? Let me put a petal on my, I love this color. So this is the rose I have at home. Let's put that in as well. And if it breaks, see, it's breaking, doesn't matter, I want the color. So all that frustration when you broke will be gone because you're going to say, I'm going to have the most beautiful Christmas tree ever, right? Add a drop of essential oil here and give this to, I bet you, if you belong to guilds and associations, comes the end of the year, they all have parties and you have to get a gift. I don't know how much these tiny balls cost, but they are not costly at all. And you have a cool gift to give that has a scent to die for. Can be mint, put pine, right? Cypress and something like that. And look, you have a beautiful, beautiful Christmas ball.
Very pretty. Look at this.
So nothing
How
waste.
fun. How fun this is. And you've got the dried flowers in here. Plus, it smells lovely.
Yeah. Can drop some glitter there as well if you like.
Yes, very cool. I love this
Right?
idea.
It's
And
a
look,
simple.
like over here, the flower kind of, because of the static, glued to the side of the petals glued to the side of the...
If you go to associations and guilds, sometimes you have 40 people there, right? And you would like to give something for them during the year, after all they're friends. Well, this would be super easy, super fast, and inexpensive to do. Because, you know, the investment on your microfleur was really...
It's so different, too.
Yeah, it's so different.
And I mean, this you're using the flowers that didn't really work for you.
Yeah, so
which is
the
best
leftovers.
part. The leftovers,
Isn't
there's
that
no way.
fantastic? I'm so
I
in
think
love with
so.
this. I was so, when I found it, you know, and I contacted the manufacturer and everything, I was so excited because I said, okay, this is going to open a whole new vein for me as a creator, right? I'm not going to use dry flowers the whole time, but at this time of the year, and I'm not going to risk to say I could go even further, but I have to tell you that I was talking to Shailene about this, and she fell in love right away, and she had some very crazy ideas on how to use the flowers. So in about a month or so, when we get the next shipment, we are going to do a show together with her
Yes, you're gonna
about
like it.
this, and then it's going to be different than all that you have seen today, and it's going to be super fun.
So look, this right here, it's
Look
the
at
one we
this.
did together. Obviously, it's not dry, but you can see it's getting there. But look how gorgeous. And I just put the little loop, what do you call this? The little ring?
Chain ring.
The chain ring. And then a necklace, a chain, a little silicone chain right there. You can see. And now it's ready. But look, doesn't this look amazingly pretty? I think it looks
totally
super pretty.
pretty.
In fact, I think I'm going to change the necklace that I'm wearing. It's not dry, but it's almost.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah, because I love it. I think I'm going to wear it tonight. And this one, you see, you can't, it's the same glue that I'm using, and you don't see it at all. You get more
I
of that
like
matte
the fact
finish.
that it's matte, yeah.
Yes,
So
I
that
do
was
too.
the transparent Elmer's glue that you
Transparent Elmer's glue. Here you go.
used. Okay.
Put this one on. Although I don't know, does it match with my
Yeah,
my
it
shirt?
does. Look at this.
Pretty?
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very pretty.
I love it.
I mean,
Awesome.
How can anybody live without the
Right?
microfleur?
I mean, yes, I totally agree. All
If
you have
you
to do,
had a microwave everywhere, you would carry this in your purse.
yes, but do walk around with a little journal whenever you see a pretty flower. Clip it, put it in the journal so you don't ruin the flower.
Yes.
Get home, put it in your microfleur.
There
pop
you
it
go,
in the
ready to
microwave.
use in your projects.
Wilma said, I think when we were talking about these, she said, really love this idea. Yes, so much fun.
I get during the Christmas time, a lot of people, they give you ornaments or something like that. And I think it's great, right? It's a way to preserve a memory from somebody you met on this journey. And this is another way of doing that. And when they get it, they are going to think, wow. And your tree can get so many cool colors from the spring that just went by. Oh, isn't that poetic? Woo.
Yes, and I mean, so many families do have traditions of creating ornaments together.
Yes.
And this would be a fun, easy one to do, especially if you have kids.
Yes, and
Super
let's
easy.
never forget, if you work with teenagers, Girl Scouts, you have groups at church, and they need projects. There you go. Simple,
Yes.
beautiful, easy to make, safe,
Exactly. Rewarding.
rewarding.
Yes,
Exactly.
for sure. So all you have to do, go to mondomarkettv.com and get your 5-inch microfleur microwave flower press. It's on there right now. During the next 24 hours, introductory price, you can get it. Normally, it's $29.57. During the next 24 hours, you can get it for $27.37. So you save a bunch. And just go to mondomarkettv.com to get yours today. The first 5 people, and we might have probably already hit that goal, but the first 5 people are receiving this book, a fantastic book to give you ideas. It's the Microfleur Flower Press Project Ideas, a fantastic book. And everything else that you saw here that we're using today, you can find it on Mondo Market. You can get the Microfleur, you can get the refill packs, of the things if you need. The little molds that you saw me using, for example, for this, I love these because they already have the holes in them.
Yeah.
So it's easy and fast to make. But if you like the bracelet idea, bracelet molds are there. So all of this, you can get it on there. We're just demoing the different projects that you can do. Go to mondomarkettv.com right now to get yours because it's so much fun. And
yes, don't forget Mondo Market is the first all-American home shopping network dedicated to crafters, hobbyists, and artists. Get the word around about this and go there and, look around the site. Don't forget to watch all the other episodes. We come here every Wednesday and Thursday, right? Shailene on Wednesdays, the two of us on Thursdays. And we have different projects. So if you have wood, we have projects for you. If you like paper, there are tons of shows there about paper crafts. And then Paverpol and, whatever I'm working on that week, I'll bring it on Thursday here. So don't forget to check the other episodes. They're there for you. The offers are not there. The products are. But you can still learn a lot by watching them.
All right. So I just got word from my producer. Lucky winner for today's drawing. You're going to get this cool nylon
my
tweezers.
New best friend.
New best friend, lucky winner is Nikki Moans. You are the lucky winner. Congratulations. Send us an email to info@mondomarkettv.com with your name and mailing address so we can get this shipped out to you. And don't forget, guys, go to mondomarkettv.com today to get your microwave flower press. But also, we'll see you next week. Wednesday, like Shahar said, for Crafting with Shailene, and Thursday for another episode of Sparkle of Creativity.
See you then.
See you then.
Bye-bye. Go dry flowers.